Okay, this is the shock and awe that I've just put together. This is for a bariatric surgeon out of Mexico. And how it works is once they have filled out their health evaluation form and they have been approved for surgery and they've sent $1,000 deposit, then they're going to get this kit. Now, as you can imagine, this particular surgeon actually has been doing them for almost 10 years. He only does gastric sleeve surgeries, and he's one of the best worldwide. But because he's in Mexico, there's always that fear. So really the purpose of this shock and awe, we're going to call it a welcome kit, is it's actually like a stick campaign to make sure they don't cancel their surgery. So the box came from Uline. So it's just a white box. We'll put a label on the outside of it, so it'll be just private. So it's going to have a welcome letter, personalized welcome letter from Dr. Alvarez. And then inside here, we have many things, so I'll go through all of these. This is all of the information they need to know about before they go to surgery. A lot of information in here. They would have already gotten a PDF of this, but we're printing it out and spiral binding it also. Now this is an all-inclusive kind of thing. So this particular gal, this is her business card. Her name is Rosie. Rosie picks them up at San Antonio and then actually takes them to the hospital, which is just a mile over the border into Mexico. By the way, this Dr. Alvarez, until age 15, went to school in the United States, so his English is as good as anybody who's an American. So he's very good about that. So then we got a two-pocket folder. So he's very, very big on social media. So that's a picture of Dr. Alvarez and all of the things. Website, here's his logo. And then we'll open it up and I'll go through everything that we've got inside here. So right here, as you can see, I've got a business card of his, and it says, as of today, I have performed, and he's performed over 9,000, but we're going to do a specific number, going back to Dan Kennedy specific numbers. So 9,326 gastric sleeve surgeries. Experience does count, and then all of his contact information. Now, because they go over the border into Mexico, and Mexico is, people worry about it. I should say that this is going to be really useful to show their families and friends also. So that's not only going to be a stick shock and awe package, but it's also going to be a very good referral source. So now a lot of the things that you're going to see in here, I've just done sampling. So this looks like a passport. As you can see, there's a white border. We'll actually do this with a bleed, and so it'll be nice. This was just for sample. Now here's what happens. So on the inside, welcome Mexico, you've got to be kidding. And we actually deal with the elephant in the room, which is they're going to Mexico for surgery. Are you kidding me? So down here I have a little bit of his qualifications, but there's a long form, kind of a long form sales letter, a little bit, reinforcing why they made that decision. And here's what patients have to say. So now we go into testimonials. Page after page after, and these are real. This was just like a few weeks ago of things about what people were saying on the Facebook group, and I just put them in here. So that is the weight loss passport. Now you're also going to see that this is his resume. So again, if they're going to go to their primary physician, this would be a terrific thing to take to their primary physician. This is all of his qualifications, where he was educated. He was educated not only in Mexico, but the United States and France. And then, of course, my famous magazine tear sheet. Usually I do 4, but this one I did actually an 8-pager. So this is lots of befores and after, and very nicely done that. Now, if I move this over, you're going to see over here. He also has, just a few miles from his hospital, he has a spa. So actually the people that come with the patients, or even the patients themselves, they're only in the hospital for 2 days, could go down to the spa and have a facial and have a massage. We've put coupons in here so they could get money off, and they could do that. Also, we're doing an upsell here. So these are the bills that I've used a lot in my wallet mailer. They can actually save an additional $200 off if they bring a friend with them and schedule it both the same surgery on the same day, they can each get $200 off. So that's a nice thing. Also, Dr. Alvarez was featured on ABC News about doing the surgery on a 12-year-old. So here is an article about that. So that is what's all in this folder here. Let me move that aside. So now what you're going to see under the folder is we have just tissue paper. Steve Cypress, you're going to love this. Got that idea when you showed the shock and awe's from yours. So branded his colors. And so we open this up. Mike Capuzzi's going to like this too. Here's Mike. Here is the your thing for the luggage. I just put it in because this is a sample to show Dr. Alvarez. We will have his custom made, of course. So that goes in there. So let me explain what's in here. He has 14 people that are on his team, but of those 14 people, here is some key ones. So this is the gal that is in California. This is his patient coordinator. She's a nurse. Here is the anesthesiologist, and here are the two doctors that assist him in surgery. So I just did a little background. So before they come, they now know some of the key people that they're going to be dealing with when they're there in the hospital. Dr. Alvarez has produced a book, and so you're seeing this was the old version of it. This is the new one that I helped him, the revised version. I put this in just for a sample, but there will be 2 of these books. And the reason is, and that's explained in the first letter that I have at the top of this whole thing, was one of them was for them, and one of them was to give to a friend or family. Hang on a second. An alarm going off. Underneath here are also 2 of his sleeve patient stories books. These are testimonial books that I did for him. So this is just story after story after story. Again, 2 of those, one for them and one to give to a friend or family member. That's part of the referral, upsell. Okay, now here's what we've done here. So this, I did a webinar with him a few weeks ago. So this is actually the DVD of that webinar. I've shrink wrapped that, and then inside here, let me reach over there. So what I did was, this is all self-pay in Mexico. His pricing is $8,500. If you self-pay in the United States or even in Canada, it's a whole lot more expensive, and so we just did a cost comparison, and I shrink wrapped that piece in with this. And here is 2 things. So you'll see I've got this designed on the front and on the back. I open it up, and on this side I interviewed about 5 different patients, and they told their stories, and I put it on a CD. Over here was a lot of, Dr. Alvarez has had over, I think 1.7 million views on his YouTube channel. He does a lot of things. So that's just about 18 different FAQs that we did. We stripped them out of videos and put it into an audio, and so that's just a piece that goes in there. Now, I know that there are some people who don't want the DVD, don't want the CD, so we actually took the same content that's going to be on there, and we're going to put it on this thumb drive. It'll be branded, so we'll have his logo on there, and so that thumb drive will have the exact same information. So there you go. That's the shock and awe for Dr. Alvarez, all those pieces.